Hello, a warm welcome to Box Park Wembley. Today it is all about the weigh-in ahead of a superb night of boxing coming away on Saturday night as Adam Azim lock horns with Sergey Lipinets for the IBO Super Lightweight World title on Saturday night. Look at this lineup of guests I have alongside me: Johnny Nelson, Matt Macklin and Andy Clark. Good to see you guys. Yesterday was all about the press conference, and it was fairly tame in terms of our main event fighters. I mean, we know that Sergey Lipinets got in here a little late due to visa issues, but he looks okay yesterday, Andy. Yeah, he did, and he's not that kind of character who's going to say all that much. He's not into trash talking. He's been at this a long time. He's been in combat sports for forever. He was telling us yesterday he had between 500 and 700 fights as a kickboxer, brief amateur career, then it's been at a high level as a pro for a long time, so nothing's going to faze him. He's not going to rise to anything, so you're wasting your energy trying to get him to bite. And Adam seemed on good form. As young as he is, you always wonder what that weight making process is like, because he is still growing. But if it's tough, then he hit it well yesterday, because he was nice and relaxed. Nice and relaxed, chatty, wasn't he? He looked well, and for Adam Azim, well, he's done so far so good. He hasn't really put a foot wrong. And in terms of matchmaking for this fight, how highly do you rate it? It's a good bit. I
rate the matchmaking in regards to the rise and growth of Adam. It's been perfect. They've kept him and they've buffered him away from all the noise, all the naysayers, all the backslappers. His dad and his family are stuck tight around him, and his dad understands they want to keep him focused as possible. So that works for Adam through and through. And realistically, I wonder how, if you looked at the magnitude of what he's achieving, how he's growing and how popular he is, you never know, that might distract him. But, you know, he's going in the right direction. Nothing is unachievable for him. So, and I like how the fights are just, you were seeing him grow. 4 fights ago, I thought, nah, he's still making the same mistake, going back in straight lines, he's still doing this, still doing that. Since then, each fight I've seen improvement on improvement, and I think there's so much more improvement left. And it was a really convincing stoppage in his last fight against Ahara Davis. How impressed were you with that one?
Yeah, very impressed. I think when you're working in the gym, Shane McGuigan's speaking highly of him and is working on things in the gym, and you get it off in sparring, but you're not quite comfortable enough yet to try it in the fights. But I feel like against Ahara Davis, it came together, and we've seen a different string to his bow. He was able to, we know he's fast on the outside, but he was walking forward, catching and countering, breaking him up to body, and really, like as you say, you peel a shot off and catch someone with your shot, you get a knockout, great, but to slowly, methodically, systematically break someone down, we hadn't seen him do that, but he did that against Davies. And I think we also saw him sort of grow in maturity outside of the ring in that fight, because there was a fair bit of back and forth between Ahara Davis and Adam Azim. Well, mainly from Ahara Davis, but Adam took it all in his stride. Didn't seem to bother him, but that's all part of the learning game. It is. I think temperamentally he's quite suited to that, because I think he's the kind of person who finds it quite easy just to put the blinkers on, completely focus on what's in front of him and not really think about anything else. He's talked in the past about his ADHD and how he makes that his kind of superpower. Yeah, exactly. And I think he is able to focus in on something with real intensity, maybe a bit too much sometimes. I know Shane McGuigan and Jake have to rein him back in the gym. That's it. He injured his ankle running, but and they that was not sanctioned by them to go running at night around the streets of Slough. They were furious when they heard about it. So that's probably the challenge with him, is just to rein him back a little bit. But I don't think he's ever really going to take anybody lightly, because he really does just see as far as the next person. So I never see that really being a problem with him. What do you think of Shane McGuigan? I mean, obviously he knows him the best, and he talks, like you said, about so highly of him. One of the most naturally talented fighters he's ever coached. Is saying he's not far off the likes of Garcia, not far off the likes, of that kind of caliber of opponent. What do you think, Matt? Do you think that's a fair assumption, or I guess we'll find out on Saturday night where he is? A little bit of both. I think Saturday night will tell us a bit more, but I think also Shane McGuigan's with him day in, day out. He knows what he can do, and he's probably seeing it in the gym. But you've got to be able to translate that into the performance on the night. And even though he's someone that obviously isn't afraid of the big lights on the stage, because we've seen that in his career so far, he's moved quickly. I still think he needs the learning fights to get there before you throw him in too deep. But throwing in late names like Gervonta Davis and Garcia, is that a little too soon, do you think, for Adam right now? No, I think that's the business we're in, isn't it? You need to get yourself in the top conversations, particularly now when
fights that people are calling for are fights that are more likely to happen than they've been for a long time. So you want to put yourself in that bracket. There's no point, hiding your light under a bushel. You want to get out there and shout about things, because that's the nature of this game, isn't it? Yeah. It's always been that way. And if you just sit there on the ring apron and say, oh, well, I leave this to my team and I do the training and I'll let them. So no. Have a name in your mouth,
that's
always.
That's your frustration, is it, in fighters? You want to see them calling out the bigger names.
And Shane, I think Shane, like Joe Gallagher, like most trainers or in charge of a fighter, remember, they've got their own reputation and their own fight to take care of. So if they're going to shout from the rooftops about a fighter that actually can't do the job, then it reflects on them and their future fighters. So therefore, I don't think Shane's going to put his name to and say the things he's saying about Adam if he didn't really believe them. Joe Gallagher's one of those as well. If if Joe Gallagher doesn't believe in a fighter, he's going to be mindful of what he says, how he bigs that fighter up. I think Shane, what he's saying and the label he's put on Adam, I believe it. I believe it's possible, and I believe there's so much growth in this young man. So again, as long as he sticks on the path and sticks to the job and doesn't get distracted by life's distractions, then the boy he'll do well.
He does have a job to do on Saturday night. How tough a test in front of him will Sergey Lipinets be for Adam Azim?
I think it's tough in terms of the experience that Lipinets bring, but I think style-wise, I don't think it is going to be tough. I think he's kind of made for him a little bit, taking the fight to Azim. He's not going to have to go looking for him. He could be walking into a threshing machine, with the hand speed and the power and the accuracy that Azim has. Could be a painful night for Lipinets. Well,
Adam said that himself, didn't he, yesterday? Come forward on Adam Azim, and he'll like that. That'll play into his favour. Yeah,
it will, definitely. Lipinets, he does it one way. He'll look to tuck up, stay compact, slip on the way in, bob and weave on the way in, get to work with hooks, uppercuts and looping overhands, which he does need to look out for. He doesn't fight with his face and just take unnecessary punishment, but fighting like that, you are going to get hit. And his fight against Robbie Davis Jr., his last fight, was really interesting because there were 2 or 3 times there where he got clipped by a left hook and he got hurt, he got badly hurt. And Robbie's a good fighter, really good fighter, good crisp puncher, but not a massive banger. And the way that those punches hurt Lipinets just made me wonder whether he's still got the chin to do it the way he's always done it. Yeah. Maybe he has. Maybe that was just one of those nights, but there were just a few little signs there that his punch resistance possibly isn't where it used to be.
I think the other handicap from Lipinets, the fact that he came in, literally 4 days before fight night.
In terms of the jet lag and how that's going to affect
in terms of jet lag, and that's going to be a handicap to how potentially good the fight could be in regards to market. It's an unfair handicap, but he's got to get in there and do the job. And we'll see that halfway through the fight, because no matter what, no matter where you're from, if you're coming from the west coast of America to fight in the UK 4 days later, mid-fight, it is going to take effect.
You're both former fighters. I'm interested to know that not just the physical side of the jet lag, but when your preparation sort of gets disrupted last minute, i.e. you're late coming into the country, mentally how much does that play on you?
Yeah, because you know it's going to be a factor. As much as you try and put it to the back of your mind and kid yourself that it isn't, it is, it's far from ideal, put it that way. And he's an older fighter. Reflexes are something that goes as you get older. And, against someone who's as sharp as Adam Azim, you want your reflexes to be on point. And, like I said, they will have deteriorated anyway through age. But the fact then that you throw jet lag on top of that, they're going to be hampered again.
But the other side of the argument could be that his experience could come into play there, that won't really affect him because he has been there and done it,
But experience has got nothing to do with reflexes, has it?
Yeah, true. Fair point. All right, well, the weigh-in is just about to get underway. For Adam Azim, like we said, it has been so far so good. 12-0 for him so far, but he has a big job to do on Saturday night.
Sequence initiated. Create a perfect fighter.
Adam Azim is going to be a superstar.
He could be one of the youngest world champions.
He's nowhere near his ceiling. It's phenomenal. It's frightening.
Boxing IQ updated.
We know Adam Azim is world level. We know he's elite.
Fusion activated.
He's going to go a very, very long way in this sport.
I think he's going to put world towers and do huge things for British boxing.
This kid is fast.
You just can't believe how strong this young fighter is.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Box Park, Wembley, the home of this fight week. Ahead of tomorrow night's show at the OVO Arena, Wembley, as we see Adam Azim, the fast-rising superstar, taking on the former world champion Sergey Lipinets for Boxer Next Level, airing live on Sky Sports on Saturday night. We would like to thank our official partners, Betfred, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, and Hell Energy. We have a couple Hell Energy freezers throughout the refrigerators throughout the arena in here, so make sure you pick up a can and give it a try. We're going to start off with 6 3-minute rounds in the super welterweight division. Introducing first to the scales, he holds a professional record of 7 victories versus 6 defeats, and he fights out of Jalisco, Mexico. Please welcome Sergio Checo Garcia Herrera. Official weight, 11 stone, 5 ounces for Sergio Garcia Herrera. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He holds a near-perfect professional record of 18 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 17 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, introducing the former WBO African and IBF International Super Welterweight Champion, Emmanuel, the General Colombo.
Bow, bow, bang, bang, second degenerate. Bow, bow, bang, bang, second degenerate. Bow, bow, bang, bang, second degenerate. Second degenerate. Second degenerate.
Official weight, 10 stone, 13 pounds, 5 ounces for Emmanuel Colombo.
Double crochet, uppercut droit. Si t'encaisses direct, tu tombes tout droit. Qui vivra verra le champion saga. Jamais de pola, c'est dans nos droits. De 243 gorilles.
Andy, what are you looking forward to seeing in this one?
As a reminder to everybody, make sure you follow Boxer on all social media platforms.
So this one's come together quite late on, but Colombo is an interesting guy because he's basically a training partner and friend of Martin Bakole. He's got Billy Nelson down there with him.
So he's in good company?
Yeah, a Congolese fighter based out of South Africa, used to be. Which is the same route that Martin took into the sport. He went down to South Africa to train with the Durants, following his older brother, Elunga Makabu. So he's got that kind of pedigree. And we were talking earlier about trainers having confidence in their fighters and banging the drum, and Billy Nelson with Martin Bakole is an amazing example of that, because he told everyone, even after the defeat against Michael Hunter, this guy's the real thing, and he's been proven to be absolutely right. So he's not going to be involved with this guy just as a favour. It must be because he's good, so I'm looking forward to seeing him, yeah.
Respectful.
Yeah, of course.
I don't think many people could get away with those tracksuit bottoms either, to be honest with you. He does.
I don't know, I think Elvis Ahorga could give them a good go.
Elvis could definitely go, yeah.
The middleweight division 4 3-minute rounds tomorrow night here in Wembley. Introducing first to the scales, a veteran of 23 professional bouts, fighting out of Swindon, England. Please welcome Jensen Irving. Official weight, 11 stone, 9 pounds for Jensen Irving. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night. He is undefeated as a professional with 7 victories, opposite no defeats, with 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Slough, England, making his return to the ring, here is Hassan, the Hitman Azim.
Look in my eyes, tell me your tale, do you see the road? I'm out to my soul, and tell me the size. Whenever the smoke clear out of my face, and my picture perfect, do I look fried? All of that green and yellow that drip from your eyes is telling. Tell you demise, I'm with to my side, to push back the ceiling and push back the feelings I had to the side. I replay them nights, and right by my side, all I see is the sea of people that ride me. If they just knew what Scotty would do.
Official weight, 11 stone, 11 pounds for the hitman, Hassan Azim.
Middleweight contest then between Hassan Azim, brother of our headliner Adam Azim, who's taken on Jensen Irving. As for Hassan, Johnny, he'll just be itching to get back in the ring, out with injury last year, and just wants to get back fighting.
Must be so frustrating as well, because that's what you do, and you're watching the growth of your kid brother.
It's in the family, so you can't escape it, can you?
You can't, and so again, like it or not, it might be good, it might be bad. I suppose it's like the Williams sisters. All the attention's on the rising star, but he's got to still learn his trade and develop. And he's had a year out, so therefore it's affected that. So he's on his own journey.
In terms of Hassan having that year out, Matt, what do you think he'll be looking to get out of tomorrow night? Obviously the win, but what else?
Yeah, to win the ring rust. He'll be desperate, I would imagine, to impress as well. We want people talking about him again, getting excited about him.
What about Jensen Irving, Andy? What kind of problems could he pose, Hassan, do you think?
Yeah, he's a decent fighter. He knows his way around the ring. But it's, as you said, he's been inactive, Hassan. They need to get him back in there. And really, I think what they need to know is, what does he want to achieve in boxing? What's the plan? Does he still feel like he can really make inroads in the sport? What are his goals, basically? Because when you're the older brother of someone who's got that big a spotlight, it's difficult.
And I guess 25, I mean, he's not old, not young, but if he wants to make waves, wants to get moving, you have to kind of...
Now is the time.
Exactly,
now is the time.
Yeah.
Hassan, great to have you back. It's been a long road back for you. You said to us off camera yesterday, it's been the hardest few months of my life. You're nearly there now. How does it feel to get weighed in and one more sleep?
I said I'm excited and I've been training very hard, a solid 3 months in the camp. And yeah, I'm just ready and I can't wait for Saturday night.
2 proper shoulders now, because that was the operation, wasn't it, your shoulder?
No, that's it. Both of my shoulders are strong, so yeah. Oh, really? Both of them, yeah, so.
What do you want to show us? I mean, it's been stop-start, but it is a chance to get back on the horse and under the bright lights. What is the aim for tomorrow?
Just box and I said showcase my skill, and you see Saturday night one more on about, so.
And you're confident it's 2-0 Azim, so it'll be Hassan win and then Adam as well?
100%, 110%, inshallah, yeah.
Good stuff, great to have you back.
Thank you very much, thank you.
And now to the super welterweight division, ladies and gentlemen, introducing first to the scales. He's a veteran of 24 professional contests, with one of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Narva, Estonia, please welcome Dimitri Protkunas. $11 stone, 2 pounds, 5 ounces for Dimitri Protkunas. And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner, hailing from Crimmick, Wales, with a perfect undefeated record of 1 victory versus no defeats, with that win coming by way of knockout. Please welcome to the scales, Garen Croft.
Almost heaven. West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, younger than the mountains, growing.
Official weight, 11 stone, 1 pound, 5 ounces for Garen Croft.
Garen Croft then against Dimitri Protkunas. Matt Macklin just said to me, he's like, I boxed Dimitri, and I just said, he's 20 years old, Matt. How is that even possible?
I said, that must be his son.
Definitely.
No, it's got to be, hasn't it? You know, he can't be still fighting now. He'd be what, the same age as me, if not older. I think I was only. I mean, that was in 2002 or 1.
Yeah, but that would be a very unfair contest if you actually boxed him and he's 20 now.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, moving on. Garen Croft, he decided to turn pro. This is his second professional fight for him, rather than going down that Olympic route. You know, both routes work out, don't they? But they're just different ways of getting to the same point.
Yeah, exactly, and it was tough the last Olympics because weight divisions disappeared quite late on. They were removed about halfway through the Olympic cycle, and that left a lot of fighters in no man's land, basically, which was really, really unfortunate. Very good amateur, medalled at the European Championships, which is a really hard thing to do, at the Commonwealth Games as well. He looked good on his debut. There's 2 of them. His brother Johan as well was a Team GB fighter. A top Croft fact for you. His brother Johan boxed Adam Azim 3 times in the amateurs, won once. First time they faced each other was when they were both 11. So a little bit of relation to the bill. That was given to me by John Dennon. I can't, our amateur boxing guru, I can't claim it as my own.
Love a bit of boxing trivia, don't you? In terms of what you're looking to see from him, though, like I said, second professional fight, early days. But it's just about, I guess, getting the experience under the bright lights, Matt.
Yeah, exactly, and hopefully another win and hopefully a good performance.
All right, well, we can hear from Garen now. He's with Andy.
Yeah, step in there. Garen, great to see you. 1-0 as a pro. It's a chance for us to have a look at you. How do you feel you've transitioned over to the pro game? For people that don't know, you're obviously an outstanding amateur with a great skill set. What have you carried through to the pros so far?
Yeah, definitely a lot of experience coming from the amateurs. Had quite a long transition period, training in the gym with Anthony Croller. So, yeah, I think I transitioned well, and you'll see tomorrow night.
What's been the biggest difference?
The slower pace, the longer, more rounds. Just picking your shots a bit better, just slowing things down and doing things better, I think.
Very measured individual, people tell me. You know, got a good head on your shoulders. How are you finding all the bright lights and the big stage? It's obviously your Sky Sports debut.
Yeah, I mean, it's very exciting. It's a privilege to fight on a show like this. Just soaking it all up and just going to enjoy the process.
Yeah, what's the aim for tomorrow night? I mean, your trainer is probably, you know, let's show some boxing skills, but do you feel like you could get a knockout tomorrow night if you put it all together?
Yeah, 100%. We'll be going for the stoppage. Want to look good as well, show some skills. I didn't get to do that on my debut. It was over fairly soon, so hopefully a few rounds, get to show what I can do, and then a nice stoppage. Be brilliant.
Yeah, nothing wrong with an early night. Wish you all the best.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Cheers.
And now we move to the super flyweight division, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds tomorrow night here in Wembley. Introducing first to the scales, he holds a professional record of 7 victories opposite 4 defeats, with 3 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Buenos Aires, Argentina, please welcome Sebastian Alejandro Castillo. Official weight, 8 stone, 5 pounds, 5 ounces for Sebastian Castillo. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night. He holds a professional record of 10 victories versus 0 losses, with 2 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Guildford, England, please welcome classy Alfie Clegg.
Yeah, you can be the greatest, you can be the best. You can be the King Kong banging on your chest.
You could beat the world, you could beat the war. You can talk the guy, go banging on his door.
You can throw your hands up, you can beat the clock.
Yeah.
You can move a mountain, you can break rocks.
You could be a master, don't wait for luck.
Official weight, 8 stone, 2 pounds for Alfie Clegg.
Johnny, a lot of support in the house then for Alfie Clegg Castillo taking on Sebastian Alejandro on Saturday night.
Alfie Clegg is it's only on boxing club apparently. There's about a dozen young fighters at the side that have come down to support him as well. So he's a very popular young man. He's not a puncher. He's probably stopped only two of his fights out of 10. But he can box and he is popular. So we'll see what he's about.
Always good to see a lot of support, Andy. Unbeaten. been diagnosed with autism and actually took up boxing to deal with bullying.
Yeah, and that's quite common. You know, lots of fighters, well, quite a lot of fighters find that that's their route, because it's easy to look at boxers and feel like, you know, they would be bulletproof from birth, basically. You know, the king of the street and the playground and all the rest of it, but it's not like that a lot of the time. It's not like that, and stories like this are great. He does have a lot of support. He's got Dean White and Xavier Miller on his shoulder there as well as a manager and trainer, so that's, you know, that's an experienced team too, so there's obviously something about him.
In terms of taking up the sport to deal with something like being bullied, it does just show the power of sport, doesn't it, and what it really can do.
Yeah, it does, because a lot of people who find boxing, they find themselves a bit isolated, and there's no more isolating thing than being bullying. It makes people feel, you know, just alone and like they don't fit in, and then you go to a boxing gym, which might seem like the most intimidating place you could imagine, but you walk through the doors and you find a community and people who will support you and encourage you, and that back gets a bit straighter and you pick that chin up a little bit, and all of a sudden life can be quite different if you've got the courage to push the door in the first place, which he obviously did.
All right, let's hear from Alfie now. He's with Andy.
Alfie, big night for you tomorrow night, but I think I've seen more Team Alfie Clegg tracksuits today than any others. Tremendous support you'll want to put on a show for them tomorrow.
No, 100%. Listen, I've got a great fan base, great community, great little team, all part of my gym. They're supporting me, making dreams a reality, and I'm just grateful for this opportunity to be able to get out here and display my skill set for sure.
Yeah, we've had you on the Toe to Toe podcast before, courtesy of Dean White, who looks after you. What should we be looking out for tomorrow night? Because, you know, you've kind of flown under the radar a little bit, but it will be a chance for you to showcase your skills. So what's the Alfie Clegg show all about?
Classy Clegg, that's all I can say. Listen, that's the nickname. They all call me it. They all got the Classy Clegg nickname. I dance, have a little bit of fun. We're going to sit down, have a little bit of fight as well. I've come up a couple weights, but I enjoy it. This is the process. And like I said, thank you for the opportunity, for sure.
We're looking forward to it. Good luck.
We now move to the welterweight division, ladies and gentlemen, scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds tomorrow night live on Sky Sports. Introducing first to the scales, he holds a professional record of 9 victories versus 2 defeats, with one of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Cardiff, Wales, please welcome Lloyd Germain.
NYPD, LAPD, NYPD. When it's on, that's who you get, huh? NYPD, LAPD, NYPD. That's your click, huh? NYPD, LAPD.
Official weight, 10 stone, 8 pounds, 5 ounces for Lloyd Germain.
NYPD. Wanna shine like me, rhyme like me, but they don't walk around with a like me.
And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner tomorrow night. He is undefeated as a professional with 7 victories, opposite no defeats. Fighting out of Dagenham, England, please welcome Joel JFK Kodua.
Yeah, drinking dope, turn me to a superhero, yeah. Hit that pill, turn me to a superhero, yeah. Boom, my 90, turn me to a superhero, yeah. Metro, don't trust me.
Official weight, 10 stone, 8 pounds, 5 ounces for JFK Joel Kodua.
I'm on that all again, yeah. Can't get in the cup, gotta get paid, king in the streets, young mage,
8 rounds then, Johnny, at welterweight between Joel Kodua and Lloyd Germain. Well, Kodua, prospect from Dagenham. So far, so good for him, 7-0. Most recently, beat John Emery Mosquera. That was in Barnsley, wasn't it, in August. Sparred the likes of Anthony Yard as well, which, as we know, sparring that kind of caliber opponent, how much experience that gives you.
Of course, gives you massive experience, and Tony Ajayi, he's a smart cook. He doesn't matter what weight they are, he'll put the big ones in with the little ones vice versa to deal with the speed, deal with the strength. But it's also a battle of the corner. You've got Lee Selbury, former world champion in one corner, and the brain of Tony Ajayi in the other. And so I think this will be a set of fire kind of fight with these two here because of our tactics. And it's not like somebody's come to make the numbers up. This, trust me, you've got to get there early to see this fight. This will be a good fight.
What do you think it's going to come down to, Matt?
I think ambition, speed, ability. Should be a good fight.
For Lloyd, though, Andy, Lloyd Germain, he's coming off the back of 2 consecutive stoppage defeats. Needs to get back to winning ways for him on Saturday.
He does. He's a good fighter, though. He's won the Welsh area title. He's trained by Lee Selby. I saw his last fight against Elliot Whale. He'd taken it at a relatively short notice. I think making the weight welterweight at shortish notice was a problem, and he didn't have much left in him on the night, and that was really why he got stopped by a good fighter quite early. If he's had a bit more notice for this, even that 1 extra pound that he's weighed in at here at 10 stone 8, not having to get that off when you look at the shape of him, that in itself could just make a difference. So he'll be able to prove something, because he does have ability, and if he didn't have any ambition left, then he wouldn't look like that. It's as simple as that, isn't it?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the cruiserweight division, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds tomorrow night at the OVO Arena, Wembley. Introducing first to the scales, he holds a professional record of 9 victories versus 8 defeats. Fighting out of Novi Sad, Serbia, please welcome Milosav Savic.
Microphone checker, swinging sword lecture, closing down the sector, supreme neck protector. Better want him, kid, Mr. Mepsa. Ballin' pop, about to blow his lid from the pressure. Too hot for TV, for cheesy. Too many wanna be hard, be easy. It's all in together, going on.
Official weight, 13 stone, 12 pounds for Milosav Savic.
See them selling crossbones, protecting what I'm writing. Don't clash with the titan who blast with a license. Take a show rap.
And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, he is undefeated as a professional with 1 victory. Opposite, no defeats, and that 1 win coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of London, England, please welcome Lucas Rohrig. Official weight, 14 stone, 1 pound, 5 ounces for Lucas Rohrig.
Johnny Euro Cruiserweight division, Lucas Rohrig against Milosav Savic. A second outing for Lucas Rohrig, trained by George Groves, who I think George is far more nervous doing this than he ever got in the ring.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think George is a really smart brain to have in the corner, and for Rowan, what a smart move. He'll trust and believe in the word what George brings to the fight. It'll be a good fight, and he actually looks like this young man at this stage in his career. I can see him going up in the weight, probably going up to bridgerweight or even that. He's got a big physique on him for what he's weighed in at as well.
He did well, Andy, in his first outing as a pro. Lucas, he got rid of Joel McIntyre in some fashion.
Yeah, he did, and Joel McIntyre's a good fighter, 2-time English champion. I'm a bit of a McIntyre fan because he always brings it, and he's still in really good shape. So Lucas is definitely a promising fighter. George Grove speaks very highly of him.
He's also been sparring the likes of Jai Opetaia as well at this early stage in his career, which is invaluable experience.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know Opetaia, they asked for him because they were impressed with him the first time around to come back and do it again. I don't think Savic is going to cause him too many problems, but they've instilled some jeopardy in this one by getting him on TV, and that's pressure in itself, because you always want there to be something at stake, don't you?
But having that pressure at this early stage, if you can deal with that, how much that helps you going forward.
Yeah, of course. You're going to have pressure his whole career, so the sooner you can learn to deal with it, the better. Having someone like George Groves in your corner is a bit of pressure too, because George wouldn't be wasting his time if he didn't think this kid was decent and could go far.
What are you looking to see from Lucas on Saturday night, Johnny?
Smart boxing. I don't think he'll go to try and blast him out. I think he'll try and work on whatever George has tried to install in him, because he's not just he's building a pyramid here. So I don't expect this young man to just try and get in and get out as quick as he can.
How quickly do you move someone like Lucas?
It depends on how talented you think he is. If you think he's limited, then you want him to go and blast everybody out. But if you think the kid can fight, you want him to build on his resume, see what he's got.
All right, let's hear what Lucas has got to say. He's with Andy.
Lucas, great to see you back. What are you looking to produce tomorrow night, and what have you taken from fight week so far? It's a little bit different from your debut. You know, this is a slightly bigger platform, a few more interviews, a few more cameras, a few more bright lights. I get the impression that sort of suits you.
Yeah, it's been very fun. You know, seeing it on TV and, you know, seeing your idols doing it, and then you actually doing it in real life. It's very fun, so just living my dream.
Miroslav Savic, if he wins, he usually knocks him out. So what have you got to be careful of tomorrow night? And What have you worked on to make sure that you don't get caught by that right hand or that left hook?
Well, defense first, you know. Boxing's all about hitting and not getting hit, protecting yourself. And, you know, I have a great boxing IQ, great coach in my corner, and we always put defense first.
Yeah, you mentioned that coach, former world champion George Groves, in your corner. Just final one, you know, you got the debut out the way, and I think that's a big hurdle to get over, the nerves and stuff like that. What did you take away from the debut that you feel that you can build on?
Just enjoy the moment, you know, all the hard work's done, and yeah, just enjoy it, soak it all up, enjoy the process, and that's what I'm going to do Saturday night again.
And win.
That's it, and win, always.
Good stuff, good to see you, and wish you all the best, Lucas.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the heavyweight division, and this is the Betfred fight of the night tomorrow night live on Sky Sports for Boxer Next Level, and is for the IBO International Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first to the scales, he holds a professional record of 10 victories, opposite 2 defeats, with 6 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Middlesbrough, England, introducing Michael Webster. Official weight, 18 stone, 3 pounds, 5 ounces for Michael Webster.
Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, gotta cut you down. Sooner or later, gotta.
And now his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He holds a near perfect record of 7 victories, opposite just 1 defeat, with 4 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Tottenham, England, please welcome to the scales, Jamie TKV.
Many men wish death upon me. Blood in my eye, dog, and I can't see. I'm trying to be what I'm destined to be.
Official weight, 18 stone, 9 pounds for Jamie TKV.
My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me. 'Cause
10 rounds at heavyweight then between Jamie TKV and Michael Webster. Michael Webster said yesterday, you know, moving up to heavyweight means he can now eat. It's hard to see looking at the scales there that he was actually a cruiserweight, really, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, huge. Would have been a huge cruiserweight. Good fight. Jamie TKV, he gets hit, he'll take one to give one, but he's always in entertaining fights.
How highly do you rate Jamie TKV, Andy?
I like him. He's good to watch. He's good to watch, and you can see that he's never scared of taking a proper fight. He had that setback with the defeat to Macedo, a fight he was struggling in before he got his eyebrows split open by that horrendous cut. And a win here will kind of get him back to roughly where he was then in terms of what he's aiming for, because Webster's boxed for an English title twice against Soldakers, gave a good account of himself both times, and he's trying to make up for a bit of lost time that defeat cost him here, TKV, basically. But he's entertaining. These two won't mess about. It'll be a good fight, this.
Exactly. I think Andy's just sort of hit the nail on the head there. These two won't mess about. What kind of fight do you think we'll get between these two?
Well, Mr. Webster's got the brightest teeth in the world.
They are good teeth. He's got good teeth.
I just spoke to his mum and dad over the side. They're really excited about this, watching this fight. And there's 2 honest fighters there. You know, they're talking back and forth, but trust me, there's no nonsense here. They want to get stuck in. And how Webster ever made cruiserweight, I cannot get my head around that.
This one, it's not going the distance, is it?
No, I'd be very surprised if it did, but I think it'll be an honest performance by both fighters.
I think we're going to be hearing from both of these heavyweights, Jamie TKV and Mark Webster. Making their way over, we're going to hear from Mark Webster first. He's ready to go with Andy.
Michael, going to speak to both of you, so it's your chance to give us your interpretation. It looked very friendly at the head-to-head there. You know, what was said that you can repeat on camera?
No, nothing. I just, like you say, there's no. It's all banter in it. I just say I hope you like the belt because you won't see it tomorrow. That was it.
As you stand in front of me now, I do wonder how you made cruiserweight. I mean, would you argue now that you were getting your best out yourself at cruiserweight and you're more naturally suited to heavyweight, or was both, it's just a different time of your life that, the heavyweights are where the big fights are at now?
Nah, I struggle to do cruiserweight. Like I say, I'm a big lad on the size of me. I'm 6'6". Cruiserweight was a struggle, you know what I mean? So it's about time I moved up, because to be honest with you, I wasn't comfortable making cruiserweight anymore. It was like my life was hard work, you know what I mean? I was worrying about what meal to have next, I'm more comfortable at heavyweight. Like you say, I'm a big lad, so everyone still thinks I'm a cruiserweight for somehow.
Can you just give me your final prediction, and if you will, I mean, you won't want to give anything away, but one insight into how you win this fight?
Just use my boxing skills. Like you say, you've all seen me before. I can box, I can fight when it needs to be, but the win's coming with me.
Michael, thank you very much. Let's roll in subs. Let's bring in Jamie TKV. Jamie, great to see you. He says boxing skills will win the day. Tell us why you think he's wrong.
Of course he's wrong. I've got boxing skills too, but I decided to fight. And depending on how I feel on the night, I might take his head off or I might box his head off. So it depends on the night.
How are you feeling at the moment, though, if I was to push you? Is this going to be a high-level IQ boxing match, or is it a little bit what you showed us last time, which was sort of all gas, no brakes almost?
It might be both, man. You never know. It depends on what happens in that ring and what he brings. But either way, I'm still looking to take his head off. So I'm just going to take his head off. That's the only way I can put it.
May I just ask you as well, I think we all know what's going on in the heavyweight division domestically at the moment. The big fights are there. They all go up in smoke. I mean, you don't need me to tell you that if you don't get through tomorrow night. But how much is that a carrot, that you're almost one fight away from dipping into that big domestic title level fights?
Of course. I mean, that's with every fight. Every fight, just like I said yesterday, we're fighting for our careers. Every fight is an important fight. So I have the same feeling with every fight, but I know that this fight will push me on for me to have a big year this year. So this fight is important for me. For sure.
So are we saying TKV, TKO?
100%. TKV, TKO. That's how we're doing it. Yeah.
You can have that line. Nice one.
I think the message is pretty clear there from Jamie TKV, who's taking on Michael Webster. Apologies, I called him Mark Webster. My head is still clearly on the darts and working with Mark Webster over December. Makes a change. I mean, Big Mo did it yesterday. I think he called him something else. Whatever we'll call him on Saturday night, his name is Michael Webster. At least it's not the two Andys this time, Andy Clark and Andy Scott. That often happens.
Given the level of Andy Scott's banter, I am absolutely fine being confused with Andy Scott. He dropped a classic Elvis gag yesterday. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's got a bit later.
Official weight, 14 stone, 2 pounds for the undefeated RL Ignat. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, fresh off his knockout victory back in Sheffield. He is getting back in the ring, looking for another victory to stay undefeated. From Edinburgh, Scotland, please welcome Scott Forrest. Official weight, 14 stone, 5 pounds for Scott Forrest.
My father, my brother, my team, my camp, my squad, my house, my car, my boat, my shoes, my pants, my shirt, my sugar, my cream, my butter, my toast, my all, my queen.
Against Oriel Ignat. Very much looking forward to seeing this, Johnny. Scott Forrest back in action in a matter of weeks. We only saw him in Sheffield, didn't we, just 3 weeks ago? And what a performance he put in against Stephen Miller.
Yeah, we did a walk and talk yesterday. He's actually a nice young man, very matter of fact, from Scotland to Liverpool to Latvia. This is now his home. And he puts the work in. He said he sparred with the best of them.
He looks well on the scales, doesn't he?
Looks really well on the scales. We couldn't tell each other apart from the hair, of course. That's why we look so different. His body's unbelievable for a cruiserweight. And I said, is it the fact, does it... He used to be a PT, so you think, with him being so muscle-bound, you think it would affect him, but he said, actually, no, he was a good amateur. As a professional, he's a successful professional. His vulnerability when you see him fight makes him exciting and dangerous. When you saw him against Miller in his last fight, he was in trouble. Miller opened up, he took him out. He said, "That's what we're waiting for." So I like the excitement he brings to the fight.
Oriol Ignati is from Moldova, but he's based in Wembley, so technically a local for this show, Matt. Like we just said to Johnny, I mean, Scott Forrest putting quite the performance against Devon Mira, made quite light work of it as well. What do you think we'll see different on Saturday against Ignat?
I don't think we'll see much different. I think we're more of the same. I think he'll be aggressive. I think he'll take the fight to Ignat, but he's got to be careful because Ignat can punch too. But I think we'll see fireworks either way.
For Scott Forrest, this is kind of the dream for him. 2 fights in 3 weeks, having a bit of a frustrating time, and now he seems to be getting the momentum back, which is what he needed, what he wants, and what he wants to showcase the world.
Big time, big time. It could hardly have gone any better for him last time. He was on TV, he showed a little bit of vulnerability himself, got hurt, knocked his man down, got hurt, knocked him out. Who doesn't want to watch that?
In style as well.
Yeah, exactly. It's the business we're in.
All right, let's hear from Scott now. He's with Andy.
You wait and you wait and you wait for your breakthrough night, Scott, and then you get 2 in 3 weeks. It's a lesson in staying ready so you don't have to get ready, presumably.
Yeah, definitely. It was a thrive-on activity, so this is perfect for me and I'm ready to showcase what I can do again.
It was quite an intense sort of stare-off there. He obviously means business, and his record suggests that he does. Oriol Ignat, he's won 8 and he's knocked 7 out. But at the same time, these are the sort of opponents you want to meet in the middle of the ring, surely.
Yeah, definitely. This is what I'm here for. I need to take out these people if I want to get to where I want to go. So I'm ready for it, and I hope he is.
I feel like people are talking about you in the right sort of sentences now. That was a real sort of breakthrough moment for us in terms of what we think of Scott Forrest last time out. I wonder how you reflect on it. Seems like you've almost exploded in the ring, but exploded on the domestic scene as well.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm ready for a lot of these people that are out there, and what I'm going to do is just going to do the same things come tomorrow night. So get ready, don't blink, and be ready for another knockout.
Looking forward to it. Best of luck, Scott.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move to the Chiefs support bout for tomorrow night's card live on Sky Sports. 12 3-minute rounds for the Commonwealth Super Middleweight Championships. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, the challenger. He holds a professional record of 13 victories versus 2 defeats, with 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Ghana, he is the soldier, Elvis Aorga.
Buffalo soldier, dreadlock rasta. It was a buffalo soldier in the heart of America.
Official weight, 11 stone, 12 pounds, 5 ounces for the challenger, Elvis Aorga.
Fighting an arrival.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the defending champion. Do not adjust your TVs or your eyes. This is the same person who main evented just 2 weeks ago, looking to stay active as a defending champion. He is undefeated as a professional with 16 victories, opposite no defeats, and 11 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Barnsley, England, introducing the current reigning British WBA Continental and WBO Intercontinental Super Middleweight Champion and the defending Commonwealth Super Middleweight Champion, Callum Simpson.
Looked to my lawyer in the face and I said, is there any point even taking it to trial? Big fat grins on me, same way, cause you know this life, it's better with a smile. Back to base, get set up on a file, got blueprints stacked up, heavy in a pile. This EP's been ready for a while, been laying it down like terracotta tile. If you check YouTube, I was chilling as a child, I had too much. Takers in my style and I knew that, yeah, I would never in the now. Young Masonical, terrible, wild. What I want, Donical, why you want smoke with Wanical? 10 years deep in my corner, still not chucking it towel. Wow, must say life is a peach. Seeing up, blood splash, ringside seat. When big simpling man down with reach. I'm with Joe Keat and some other OGs. Napkins on lap in the VIP. Man, I'm too wavy to argue. My you might get big man stuck in your beak, but you don't want to start something there. Must have had a blast on gear. If you do, man, I've had a fantastic year so far. And I even
official weight, 12 stone even for the defending champion, Callum Simpson.
thanks. Feel like Professor when he iced the banks. I don't even have to be there, fuck plans. I sing Charbella and dance. Not one of these stay-at-home MCs, man. Just done 4 songs.
Andy, 2 title defences for Callum Simpson in 3 weeks. Again, like Scott Forrest, he's active, he stayed fit, you know, he had his headline fight against Steve Woodall. I imagine not too much was taken out of him in that fight. It was a convincing performance, very good performance from Callum Simpson. Didn't go on holiday and he hasn't blown up and he's looking good on the scales. He's ready to roll again.
Yeah, he is, and it's impressive because obviously you want to take time out after a fight, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to indulge yourself too much. You've got to release.
Was back in the gym on the Monday, he said yesterday.
But the important thing is, though, you do need to have released that mental pressure valve, because you can't live your life at that kind of intensity where you're absolutely ready to rumble at the drop of a hat all the time. You need to be physically within striking distance, but he needs to have switched off for a bit, which I think he has. You need to recharge mentally, and then obviously he never likes to be out of shape, and you can see, and that's why he's been able to take the fight at short notice, and also getting that first fight since the passing of his sister. That was a big thing, but he's done that now, so hopefully for him things might get on that front. There was a lot of talk about that in the build-up to the fight, and understandably so.
I imagine
it
never gets easier. It'll always be with him, but for the first milestones kind of out the way, done and dusted. Yeah, I understand that. Matt, in terms of Elvis Ahorga, I mean, yesterday, I think he won over a fair few plans, didn't he, at the press conference?
Well, he's certainly talking the talk.
Yeah.
And it remains to be seen, can he walk the walk? But I think he'll certainly, if he's half as good as his talk game, then we're in for a good fight.
What do you reckon, Johnny? Do you think Elvis will cause Callum many problems, or will it just be the talking?
Well, I think everybody can talk big talk until they get hit on the nose, as they say. And Elvis, he needs to create this kind of fire intention. He needs these arguments and back and forth to fire himself up. And he'll keep trying to just think Callum needs to show his dominance and show why he's in the position he is. But, you know, the entertainment, the noise, the activity that Elvis brings, it kind of puts a bit of fire under this, Bunsen burner in this fight.
Callum can't afford a slip-up, though, really, because the momentum's with him. He has that right behind him.
He's no fool, and he knows that. He understands that. But you know what? This is a...
He's such a showman, isn't he? How can you not like Elvis Ahorga?
It's what you want. We were saying yesterday that from a tactical point of view, really what you should do is kill Callum Simpson with kindness to try and get him to be complacent.
That's not Elvis' style at all.
That is not how he rolls. That is not how he rolls.
Okay, well, we can hear from Elvis now. I believe, yeah, he's with Andy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis is in the building. You told us yesterday that title is going back to Ghana. Explain to us why you're so confident. Why is that Commonwealth title going back home with you?
Because I mean it. Because I'm serious. I'm not joking. Like my manager, Moking. We are always ready. No retreat, no surrender. Yeah.
What do you know about Callum Simpson that gives you the confidence that you have the tools to beat him?
He has not fought any fighter like me. I'm more than a fighter. If he's good, I'm more than good. Yes, so they should expect me, the sexy soldier boy. Tomorrow is going to do his thing. Yeah.
We know that your wins, when they come by knockout. Do you believe that you can win this fight inside the distance?
Sharply. Knockout. Expect me, the best from me, the soldier boxer. We are not joking. Yeah, I will knock him out. And tomorrow, it's my turn. Me will rule the Commonwealth title. Yeah.
Elvis, wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much. Let's bring in Callum. That's some act to follow. Now, I know you're pretty good on the microphone, but I don't know if you've got that in your locker. He's very, very confident. You obviously think it's perhaps a sign of nerves? I mean, that sounds like a silly question.
When someone's laughing while you're telling you they're not joking and smiling, it looks like they're joking. So, yeah, let him say what he wants. Tomorrow's not going to be a war. It's going to be a demolition job. He's getting knocked out early.
At the same time, have you got to be a little bit sort of careful about these unknown entities? Okay, there's footage of him. Yep, we've seen his record, but you've only taken it at 3 weeks' notice, although you've come off a long camp yourself. I just wonder if these are the sort of the danger men you've got to be a little bit careful of.
3 weeks, it's not even 2 week notice. Yeah, obviously, I go into every fight fully focused, and you don't want to overlook anybody and not think they're as good as they can be. You know, every fight we've got to take it serious, and I'm going to be taking it serious on Saturday and tomorrow night. And me taking it serious is, well, you saw what I did the other week. Second round stoppage. this might be earlier than that. If he carries on with what he's saying and says he's going to break my neck, it's going to be over at first round.
At the same time, you're the envy of all the boxers, actually, because you've got that one thing, momentum. In a number of ways, have you just carried straight on? I know you had a couple of days off, best part of a week or so, but do you view this as one big, long camp?
I think I had the Sunday off, the day off, seeing a bit of family, and I was back in gym on Monday. But yeah, you know, I think this last year I was trying to hunt Ben Shalom down, trying to get me dates, trying to get me fight dates, and now I'm out twice in 3 weeks, so all the boxer want is activity, momentum, and I've got that, so I'm happy.
What's your prediction then, finally?
Early knockout.
Okay, wish you all the best. Good luck.
Andy, so intriguing this fight, but only having 1 day off from the last fight. That's not a lot of downtime for Callum Simpson.
No, it isn't, and that's why I was talking about the need to be able to switch off mentally. That's the really key thing for him, because with these elite level athletes, it's not like back in the day where they'll disappear on holiday or do a tour of, you know, fast food joints at Barnsley. They don't really want to do that anymore. Attitudes have changed, so. But you have to have that reset. You have to, otherwise you'll just slowly go mad.
Fighting out of Woodland Hills, California, USA, by way of Martu, Kazakhstan, introducing the former IBF super welterweight champion of the world, Sergey the Samurai Lipinets. Official weight 10 stone 1 pound for Sergey Lipinets.
Мы зажгли огни во вселенной, только мы одни. Гни свою линию, гни свою линию, гни свою линию.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, his opponent fighting out of the red corner. He is undefeated as a professional with 12 victories, opposite no defeats, with 9 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Slough, England, introducing the fast-rising superstar, the former European super lightweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, the assassin, Adam Azim.
The champ is here. This match is right here. The champ is here.
The evil genius. Green Lantern.
The champ is here.
This match is right here.
The champ is here.
The evil genius. Green Lantern.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Deep lock.
The champ is here. The champ is here.
Official weight 10 stone 5 ounces for the assassin, Adam Azim.
Adam Azim just a smidge over, Matt. There's a few words
but I
going
think
up
if
there.
he drops the boxer shorts, they're probably 5 ounces, I'd imagine.
I think they think that the scales are a bit off here, because I think he just said to.
They've probably checked on calibrated scales.
I think he just said to Dan Frost, the guy from the board, when I weighed earlier, I was 9 stone 13 and 10 ounces. I think that was what he said. So they feel like they're inside.
In terms of Lipinets, though, he's a pound over. I mean, what could that be? That he flew in late? Could that be water retention from the flight?
Yeah, or if the scales are off as well. You know, if they've checked their scales on calibrated scales in the hotel beforehand or in the gym or whatever. Because both of them have come in heavy there, so, you know, here, Robert Smith.
Well, yeah, Robert Smith with Border Control is now coming to have a word.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, final tickets available.
As a fighter, though, you know your weight, don't you? If you've just gone and checked it backstage.
Yeah, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I always check them on calibrated scales to make sure that I was bang on, you know. So, and I would imagine both those guys have done the same thing. And the fact that they're both coming over and they're disputing it, you know what I mean, as well. They're disputing it with the board official.
Hopefully in the next few moments we'll have some sort of understanding of what that was, whether it was the scale slightly off balance. Andy Clark has gone to have a word with Robert Smith, to see what the lay of the land is. Andy's just having a chat now. I mean, I just said to Matt, as a fighter, it's frustrating because if you checked your weight, you know you're bang on.
Yeah, you can see the response, the reaction from Adam, and I'm quite sure.
And Shane. I mean, Shane McGuigan's face as well. Surprised.
They'd have double checked that in their hotel room, and I suppose Lipinets would have done the same. So maybe there could be a scales issue, or they just might be over the weight.
How do you think Lipinets looks, Johnny?
I think I'll keep going on about the jet lag. I think
that really concerns you, doesn't it, in terms of how it's going to play a part?
I think he'll definitely have a bit of water retention no matter what. So that's why I didn't question the scales. But we'll see. The proof of the pudding.
Let's just have a word with Andy. You just got on and spoken to Robert Smith. Any update at all on what's happening?
Yeah, they've got 2 hours. 5 ounces. To be honest with you, if he stripped off and weighed, he could probably make it. So once a few people have disappeared, they may well get the towel out, go for a bit of a walk. 5 ounces is kind of nothing. A pound is quite a lot. And I think Team Lipinets, he's an experienced guy. He'll probably know whether he can do it or not. So it'll be interesting to discover later on whether he's tried or not, or whether they feel like, no, we arrived late, we've done our best, we're not going to try and chisel off that extra pound, we'll just leave it there. Which will mean, of course, that they can't win the title, but as long as Azim makes it, he can.
All right, well, Adam Azim is ready to have a word with Andy. Let's hear what he's got to say.
So I should just clarify, Sergey has 2 hours to lose 1 pound. He was over the limit, so we're not going to interview him. We're going to let him crack on. You were a few ounces over yourself, but I'm told that there's going to be some boxes coming off and you're not too worried. Is that right?
There's something wrong with our skills, because when I weighed it earlier, I was more or less than that, but I've got nothing to panic. I'm all right.
Yeah, so the story is there's no story with your weight. You made it quite easily. You're confident once the pants come off, it'll be all right?
Yeah, it's all good, but obviously I don't want to be naked for everyone, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. People trying to enjoy their lunch, and this is the strangest start to an interview we've ever had. That aside, how do you think he looked up there?
Look, he's experienced it himself. Obviously, he's got experience. He's a former world champion, fought in the likes of Boots and Mikey Garcia, but obviously, his head's screwed on right now for the weigh-in. My head's screwed on for the fight. I'm ready for the fight. I don't care about eating or nothing. If I don't eat right now, I'll fight him tomorrow. I'm easy.
Now you've been in front of him and you've seen him, are you even more confident?
100%. Every single day, I've been relaxed. All praise to Allah as well, that, he's going to give me the victory on Saturday night.
What is your final prediction before I let you go? Yesterday you told us this fight ends inside 6 rounds. Do you stand by that now, or are you just focusing on the performance and the result will come what may?
Like I said, stays the same, but you guys will see the new Adam Azim on Saturday night.
Wish you all the best of luck. We are going to hang around, guys, and we'll bring you the new weights as soon as we've got them back in studio. Anna and the guys.
Thanks, Andy. Yeah, we'll keep you updated on that and how the weights go. Not so much of a problem for Adam Azim. He should be fine. I mean, like you said, that went a little bit weird, did it there? Stripping naked and all sorts. But that's basically what he's got to do to make the weight.
Yeah, of course. And you see it fairly regularly. They feel like they've hit the weight on the mark, which they like to do in McGuigan's gym. They like to hit it absolutely on the money. I said that to Robert Smith when he said, listen, it doesn't matter what they weigh on their own scales. These are the ones that matter.
Yeah, Shane's just been having a pretty in-depth conversation with the guys there up on the scales, on the stage around the scales, because Shane is not someone that doesn't sort of leave any stone unturned, is he? And he is a man that will do everything to the T. And they said they weighed him before and he was well under. So that's not ideal for them.
Yeah, it works both ways though. So when Lipinets got on the scales and he was a pound over, there was no question about it. Then Adam gets on. There's a slight issue. So again, Adam might completely strip off or just go to the toilet for a number one and get down to the weight and get the job done. For Lipinets, is he prepared to do that? I don't know, but I do believe. What would you do if you were in Lipinets' shoes? I do believe, again, I keep going on about him coming in late. I think that's a lot to do with it. I think he's a guy, a professional, to make the weight, to get everything done. I think has a lot to do with it.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because if you are jet lagged, making up on that sleep in such a short amount of time is not an easy thing to do.
If I was Lipinets, I wouldn't be doing anything to make that weight now. Where he is in his career, the win's the most important thing here to get him back into title contention. I don't think he's that bothered about becoming IBO champion, and certainly with everything factored in with the jet lag, all the rest of it. To then suddenly go away now and spend an hour or two in trying to sweat an extra bit of weight up, I don't think he'll do that.
What do you think? Do you think he'll just not bother?
No, I think Matt's right. I don't think he will because, he's been at this a long time. He's in his 30s now. He's always managed to make that weight. He did go up to welterweight, but he was never really big enough for welterweight, so he ended up coming back down, which is an unusual move as you get older. And that's how much of a pro he's always been. He went up and then came back down again, and you don't often see it. And I think he'll know that there's just nothing he can really do in the next 2 hours that's going to make enough of a difference, and they'll just call it quits there, I think.
I presume Adam makes weight, okay, and like I say, we'll keep you updated over the next couple of hours how that goes. Is it a psychological advantage to Adam with what's just happened there?
No, I really don't. I think this kid just wants to get in there, get a job done. I think even the fact that we're going about his opponent coming in late, I think Adam just knows what he's got to do. He prepared for this man in particular, the best performance of this man here. I don't think what ever's happened here today, he just wants to get on with the job. I think he was like a robot malfunctioning, thinking, the scale shouldn't say that. I wasn't at this morning. He just
it's because he's so meticulous, isn't he, with everything he does?
Doesn't believe in good fortune, just believes in tough work and getting the results.
What do you think, Matt? Are we going to see a statement from Adam Azim tomorrow night, or do you think Johnny said he's going to get the job done?
Both. I think he'll get the job done, but I think he'll do it in fashion. I think it'll be a demolition job, because I think Lipinets, where he is in his career, his age, his style, I think he's going to be walking towards an Adam Azim that's getting better and better, and it could be painful.
What do you think?
Yeah, I expect a big performance from him. They're just carrying the scales off into the kind of side room in the box park, and I think that's where they're going to weigh him. The board officials have just gone in there as well, because understandably he's not Johnny Nelson. Stripping off to weigh in was a feature of Nelson weigh-ins, by the way, when cruiserweight was 190 pounds. He used to love it. He used to love it.
Did it on purpose.
But Azim's slightly more modest than Mr. Nelson, so they're going to do it in private in a side room.
I think it's more that people are eating their food around here. No one needs to see that, do they?
I do expect a big performance, because the fact that he's missed it by a few ounces, it's not because he's struggled, it's just one of those things that can happen.
And in terms of the calibre of opposition, of sort of opposition that Shane is thinking that he should be in with in the near future, like we've talked about, the likes of Gervonta Davis, the likes of Garcia, does he need to give that kind of performance to show where he's at?
Well, if it's to become a reality, yes.
Yeah.
He needs to get a job done and make sure the job's inside the distance, or completely one-sided fight. He needs that if he wants that kind of, we're talking that kind of performance from him. And he has got the talent, he has got the skill, he's got the pace and everything, and with him having that, you'd expect that kind of result.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just being dragged off there to be told something by our producer just on the side. This is live TV for you. Just saying that, exactly reiterating what you've just said there, that the weigh-in's just taking place just backstage, and we will know in the next couple of hours, and we will keep you updated on that. In terms of the undercard, I'm looking forward to seeing Callum Simpson and Elvis Ahorga, because those two have just been giving us pure entertainment in the last 48 hours.
Yeah, they have, and with Elvis, you look at his record. He's got 13 wins, 12 by knockout, but it's difficult to take too much from it, to be honest with you, because he's not really been up against much opposition. He's had a couple of defeats which are a little bit concerning, but one was at middleweight. He's not really a middleweight. I know that he had to lose a lot of weight late for that fight against Hassan Moutinho. He's full of confidence. Is there anything there to really back it up? We just don't know.
But that's what makes it really
intriguing. And that's what makes it interesting. He could be completely out of his depth against Callum Simpson, or he could really show us something. But I feel like Simpson is ready for whatever he's got to throw at him. And if you're Team Simpson, if you're the trainer or you're Kev Marie, Ben Shalom, I think you're liking the fact that you've got someone who's making some noise in front of him, because it's just going to keep him focused on the matter in hand.
And also add a little bit of spice, Johnny, too.
Without a doubt, I like Elvis. I'll keep referring to Elvis, and when he's boxed, we'll say Elvis has left the building. He's doing a great job in regards to giving him something to talk about, but he wants somebody to act like he does. His opponent, he wants that, so he gives him a bit of fire in his belly, but Callum's just smiling and
takes it all in his stride, doesn't he?
Takes it all in his stride.
Yeah, he's not bothered, is he? That's it from us here at the weigh-in. Like I said, we will keep you updated on how the making weight goes in the next couple of hours. Thank you, chaps, for your company. What was that for, Johnny?
Callum's just done it. He's just done. Adam's just done the weight. He's all smiles. Got the scale.
There we go. Adam's all good. Okay. All right. Make sure you join us tomorrow night. Sky Sports Plus for all the action. See you at 7 o'clock.